So today we are going to look at the wreck of the Nornen. Here's a picture of the Nornen back in the day. It shows here on the map where the wreck is, just here. And we're going to go and take a closer look, get as close as we can to the Nornen. But once again, we've done our homework, we got our stuff on, and we're going to have a closer look.
Nornen.
Okay, so we're at the shipwreck on Berrow Beach of the SS Nornen, a Norwegian bark which was originally made in La Roque in Bordeaux, France, and then sold to the Norwegians. And we've got our information from Christopher Jordan's book, The Berrow Wreck. And basically, about 9 PM on the 3rd of March 1897, there was, for 3 days running, terrible storms, and the Bristol Channel especially got hit by such almost hurricane force winds. When the SS Nornen, which was actually ballast, filled with ballast at the time, so it was unladen, it was trying to anchor in and around the Gore Sands area. It got blown off course so badly that it ran aground here at Berrow, and here is the remains of the wreck, which it was stripped by hand, and actually the Anderson family came out and brought tea and biscuits to the sailors and actually took them in. It took so long for the lifeboats to come from Burnham, which is over there in the distance, but they actually basically came out and they brought them in. And we're going to hopefully get a picture of the figurehead, which was donated to the Anderson family by the sailors of the Nornen for their help and their courageous efforts to make sure that sailors were safe and didn't die, obviously. But on a day like today, which is pretty windy, as we turn around, Richard, you can see the tide. The tide's right out at the moment, and although it's hard sand here, you go much further and it does become like quicksand, pretty treacherous. So once again, I wouldn't advise anyone to try this at home. But
unless you've got a shipwreck in your garden.
Unless you've got a shipwreck on the beach in your garden, then you've got your own lifeboat. But on a serious note, I mean, okay, where we are here is nice and hard, but deviate too far away from it and you could be in some serious trouble.
Let's take a look around. This is a actual picture of the Nornen where it stood in its entirety, where it got beached prior to it being dismantled by the wrecking crews. They're actually in the process of dismantling it in the picture, if you can make that out.
So is that when it was here, like that's as it stands?
That's now? Where we are now, stood right in the middle of that.
Wow.
Of the wreck. They couldn't get it afloat again, So they dismantled it where it stood for scrap.
With the state of the carcass of the ship now, how long do we think this will last? I mean, it's been there a while, isn't it?
It's been there over 100 and nearly 130 years, and basically it's the second fastest tide in the world, and it's still pretty solid, to be fair, although after a while the wood becomes petrified and becomes solid.
Yeah.
But the fact it's still here shows that it was a pretty solid structure when it was first built, and looks like the French made a good ship.
What wood do you think it was made from, Phil? What is this wood?
I haven't the foggiest.
Some say that this was the lower jaw of a megalodon, the Meg, one of those giant shark things they recently made a film about. And as you can see, it's purely got the shape. You can imagine an upper jaw and it going like Phil now is going to get eaten in its large mouth.
Who says that?
Local legend says that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they had wooden teeth, it couldn't be true, really, could it?
No.
But it's interesting thought. So, here we are, Rob, at Berrow Village Hall.
Yes, we managed to gain entry to Berrow Village Hall. This is the figurehead from the Nornen, which the boys checked out on the beach the other day.
The actual figurehead.
The actual
Can you
figurehead.
touch it to prove that it's not just
Yeah, I can touch it.
that real wood?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Lovely.
Look, you can see it's real wood and real paint.
That's incredible.
And it's a real face. It's just a scale model,
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
caught in a storm, stuck on the mud. Aren't we all?
Motto for life.
It is. And the figurehead was round here to the front of it.
Ah, so that's where it would have been on the actual
Yeah.
boat.
Good placement, if you ask me.
Is that in oil?
Yeah. What they would have done would they would have got on a life raft, probably just made of driftwood, and sailed alongside it. The sea was blue here, so you can see that's before they got around here.
It's clearly not Berrow.
No, they would have got on a life raft and paddled about 5, probably slaves, paddling like hell to keep it level until the painting was done. About 8-9 hours. That's how long that would take me anyway. I'm not sure about on a raft, but yeah, I've had too much coffee.
Well, I think that puts a good cap on the Nornen story, finding the actual figurehead.
Yeah, so this is the site of the original Figurehead cottage. It's still called Figurehead Cottage,
Yep.
where the sailors from the Nornen originally came for refuge and a cup of tea.
The Anderson family, wasn't it?
Anderson family, that's right. But it was burnt down and rebuilt, still named Figurehead Cottage,
Yeah.
which is absolutely lovely, I think. A lovely touch.
It's a good end to our story.
The haven for soggy sailors.
Au revoir. And we'll catch everyone next time on the next Pathfinders, won't we?
I said that without moving my lips.